Is money necessary? Well, some ancient cultures have survived without it, as well as some very primitive ones. I think the pertinent questions would be, how did money come to be? And what kind of economy/society could exist without money?
Difference between 60 seconds.
Money is the natural result of a society that has division of labor. In smaller, primitive, tribal-type communities, you don't really have the kind of division of labor where you have the specializations that you see in modern societies. And so there really isn't as much a need for some kind of currency. But if you're going to have a society where you have people who specialize in very particular tasks, either producing or doing services, and these kinds of societies are much more productive. We wouldn't have the internet or space travel or almost most of the stuff that you associate with modern society if you didn't have division of labor. And what you need with the division of labor is you need a way to value products and labor on a similar scale, and money is the way that we've come around to doing it. Now, could we develop some kind of society where we still have a division of labor, but we don't have money? We somehow get our goods and services through some other method. I think that could work on a very limited scale, but I don't see it working in any kind of free, open society. The first thing that eliminating money would do would be to eliminate individual freedoms. You would essentially be living under a rationed system. Now, granted, there are some inbuilt rations with money systems. If you don't have as much money as other people, you're going to be rationed by what you can afford, but you're not going to be rationed in the sense that some things just simply won't be available because you don't. There are no means to trade for them. I'm not really making a lot of sense here, but what I'm saying is, in a money system, you can essentially buy any product or service that you can afford. Just with some limits, but for the most part, you can do that. Whereas if you were to set up some kind of like a communal system without money, whether it's a system of agreements or kind of a communal, everyone throws into the lot and everyone pulls out. If you're doing it on an individual basis, you're not going to be able to get the real kind of specialization that you see in modern society. If you go with kind of a communal system, you're going to shut out anything that isn't core. Now, let's say that we have a communal system with no money, where kind of everyone gives into a group, a communal pot, and then takes out. If you wanted to open a business that appealed to a minority, to a small minority, and but the majority was not in favor of that, you would be screwed because you wouldn't be able to open that business because without money you would have to do individual set up individual exchanges. But if it were of services and goods, but it would complicate the whole communal trading effort. And likewise, if you were a member of that minority within the community that wanted those services or that product that only appeals to the minority, you would be excluded from getting that. And so this would set up all sorts of conflicts because, as you know, that whenever there is some sort of product or service for which there is both a supply and demand, or a potential supply and demand, but it's sort of been not allowed, you're going to end up with contraband. People will find a way, and they're going to need a currency for that contraband. And what you're going to end up having is you're going to have some sort of illegal money, which is also going to be inefficient since it's not recognized by everyone. And I don't see it working. I see that if we want to have the kind of society where we have personal freedoms to buy what you want, you need money.